A very good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss the chapter 4 autosuggestion. Before that, I would request you to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button so that we can bring this type of videos to you, which will give you a tremendous knowledge to you and improve your life. Also, request you to share it to your friends and family members so that they can also learn from it and also be a part of your team. It is said that you are the person with whom you live. Your salary or your income cannot be more than the five people associated with you, so that it is suggested that you cannot change your environment. Better to share these videos so that the people associated with you also grow, and you and your friends and family grows to with along with you, so that they can enjoy along with you and celebrate your success. Now let us start the chapter 4 autosuggestion, the medium for influencing the subconscious mind. The medium for influencing the subconscious mind. The third step towards riches. Autosuggestion is a term which applies us to all suggestions and all self administrated stimuli which reach one's mind through the five senses. Started in another way, autosuggestion is a self suggestion. It is an agency of communication between that part of the mind where the conscious thoughts takes place and that which serves as the seat of action for subconscious mind. Through the dominating thoughts which one permits to remain in the conscious mind, whether these thoughts be negative or positive is immaterial. The principle of autosuggestions voluntarily reaches the subconscious mind and influences it with these thoughts. No thoughts, whether it be negative or positive, can either the enter the subconscious mind without the aid of the principle of autosuggestion, with exceptions of the thoughts picked up from either. Stated differently, all senses impressions which are perceived through the five senses are stopped by the conscious thinking mind and may be either passed on to the subconscious mind or rejected at will. The conscious faculty serves therefore as an outer guard to approach of the subconscious. Nature has so built man that he has absolute control over the material which reaches his subconscious mind through his five senses. Although this is not meant to be construed as a statement that man always exercises this control, in the great majority of instances he does not exercise it, which explains us why so many people go through the life in poverty. Recall what has been said about the subconscious mind resembles a fertile garden spot in which weeds will grow in abundance if the seeds of more desirable crops are not sown. They in autosuggestion is the agency of control through which an individual may voluntarily feed his subconscious mind on thoughts of creative nature or by neglect permit thoughts of destructive nature to find their way into this rich garden of mind. You were instructed in the last of the six steps described in the chapter on desire to read aloud twice daily the written statement of your desire for money and to see and feel yourself already in possession of money. By following these instructions, you communicate the object of your desire directly to your subconscious mind in a spirit of absolute faith. Through repetition of this procedure, you voluntarily create thought habits which are favorable to your efforts to transmute the desire into its monetary equivalent. Go back to the 6 steps described in the chapter 2 and read them again very carefully before you proceed further. Then, when you come to it, read very carefully and the 4 instructions for the organization of your mastermind group described in the chapter on organized planning. By comparing these 2 steps of instructions with that which has been stated on the auto suggestions, you of course will see that the instructions involve application of principle of auto suggestion. Remember, therefore, when reading aloud the statement of your desire through which you are enduring to develop a money consciousness, that mirror reading of words is of no consequences unless you mix emotions or feelings with your words. If you repeat a million times the famous Emily Co formula day by day in every way, I am getting better and better without mixing emotions and faith with your words, you will experience no desirable results. Your subconscious mind recognizes and acts upon only thoughts which has been well mixed with emotions or feelings. This is a fact of such a importance as to warrant the repetition in the practically every chapter, because the lack of understanding of this is main reason the majority of people who try to apply the principles of auto suggestion gets no desirable results. Plain unemotional words do not influence the subconscious mind. You will get no appreciable results until you learn to reach your subconscious mind with the thoughts or spoken words which have been well emotionalized with belief. Do not become discouraged if you cannot control and direct your emotions the first time you try to do so. Remember, there is no such possibility as something for nothing. Ability to reach and influence your subconscious mind has its price, and you must pay that price. You cannot cheat even if you desire to do so. The price of the ability to influence your subconscious mind is everlasting persistence in applying the principles described here. You cannot develop the desired ability for a lower price. You and your alone must decide whether or not the reward for which you are striving, the money consciousness, is worth the price you must pay for it in efforts. Wisdoms and cleverness alone will not attract and retain money except in a few very rare instances where the law of average favors the attraction of money through this sources. The method of attracting money described here does not depend upon the law of average. Moreover, the methods place no favorites. It will work for one person as effectively as it will for another, where the failures is experienced. It is individual, not the method, which has failed. If you try and fail, make another effort and still another still until you succeed. Your ability to use the principles of auto suggestion will depend very largely upon your capacity to concentrate upon a given desire until that desire becomes burning or opposition. When you begin to carry out the instructions in connection with the 6 steps described in the second chapter, it will be necessary for you to make use of the principles of concentration. Let us here offer the suggestions for effective use of concentration. When you begin to carry out the first of the six steps, which instructs you to fix in your own mind the exact amount of money you desire, hold your thoughts on that amount of money by concentration or fixation of attention with your eyes closed until you can actually see the physical appearance of the money. Do this at least once each day as you go through this exercise. Follow the instructions given in the chapter on the faith and see yourself actually in possession of money. Here is a more significant fact: the subconscious mind takes any orders given it in a spirit of absolute faith and acts upon those orders, although the orders often have to be presented over and over again through repetitions before they are interpreted by the subconscious mind. Following the preceding statement, the consider the possibility of playing a perfect legitimate trick on your subconscious mind by making it believe, because you believe it, that you must have the amount of money you are visualizing, that this money is already awaiting your claim, that the subconscious mind must hand over to you practical plans for acquiring the money which is yours. Hand over the thoughts suggested in the preceding paragraph to your imagination and see what your imagination can or will do to create practical plans for accumulation of money through the transmutation of your desire. Do not wait for definite plan through which you intend to exchange the service or merchandise in return for money you are visualizing, but begin at once to see yourself in possession of the money, demanding and expecting meanwhile that your subconscious mind will hand over the plan or plans you need. Be cautious be on alert for these plans, and when they appears, put them into action immediately. When the plans appears, they will probably flash into your mind through the sixth sense in the form of an inspiration. This inspirations may be considered a direct telegram or message from the infinite intelligence. Treat it with respect and act upon it as soon as you receive it. Failure to do this will factor to your success. In the fourth of the six steps, you are instructed to create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once to put this plan into action. You should follow these instructions in the manner described in the preceding paragraph. Do not rush to your reasons when creating your plan for accumulating money through the transmutation of the desire. Your reason is faulty. Moreover, your reasoning faculty may be lazy, and if you depend entirely upon it to serve you, it may disappoint you. When visualizing the money you intend to accumulate with closed eyes, see yourself rendering the service or delivering the merchandise you intend to give in return for this money. This is important. Summary of instructions. The fact that you are reading this book is an indication that you uh, honestly seek knowledge. It is also an indication that you are a student of the subject. If you are only a student, there is a chance that you may learn much that you did not know, but you will learn only by assuming an attitude of humanity. If you choose to follow some of the instructions but neglects or refuse to follow others, you will fail. To get satisfactory results, you must follow all the instruction in the spirit of faith. The instruction given in the connection with the six steps in the second chapter will now be summarized and blended with the principles covered by this chapter as follows. First, go into your some quiet spot, preferably in the bed at night, where you will not disturb or interrupt. Close your eyes and repeat aloud. So you may hear your own words, the written statement of the amount of the money you intend to accumulate, the time limit for its accumulation, and description of the service or merchandise you intend to give in return for the money. As you carry out these instructions, see yourself already in possession of the money. For example, suppose that you intend to accumulate $50,000 by the 1st of January, 5 years hence, that you intend to give personal service in return for the money in the capacity of the salesman. Your return statement of your purpose should be similar to the following. By the first or day of the January 19, I will have in my possession $50,000, which will come to give me in various amounts from time to time during the interim. In return for this money, I will give the most efficient service of which I am capable, rendering the fullest possible quantity and the best possible quality of service in capacity of the salesman of describe the service or merchandise you intend to sell. I believe that I will have this money in my possession. My faith is so strong that I can now see this money before my eye. I can touch it with my hands. It is now awaiting transfer to me at the at the time and in possession proportion that I deliver the service I intend to render in return for it. I am awaiting a plan by which to accumulate this money, and I will follow that plan when it is received. Second, repeat this program night and morning until you can see in your imagination the money you intend to accumulate. The third, place a written copy of your statement where you can see in night and morning and receive it just before retiring and upon arriving arising until it has been memorized. Remember, as you carry out these instructions, that you are applying the principles of auto suggestions for the purpose of giving orders to your subconscious mind. Remember also that your subconscious mind will act only upon instructions which are emotionalized and handed over to it with the feelings. Faith is the strongest and the most productive of emotions. Follow the instructions given in the chapter on the faith. These instructions may at first seem abstract. Do not let this disturb you. Follow the instructions no matter how abstract or impractical they may at first appears to be. The time will soon come if you do as you have been instructed, in spirit as well as in act, when a whole new universe of money power will unfold to you. Skepticism in connection with all new ideas is the characteristics of all human beings. But if you follow the instructions outlined, your skepticism will soon be replaced by the belief, and this in turn will soon become crystallized into absolute faith. Then you will have arrived at the point where you may truly say, I am the master of my faith. I am the captain of my soul. Many philosophers have made the statement that man is the master of his own earthly destiny, but most of them have failed to say why he is the master. The reason that the man may be the master of his own earthly status and especially his financial status is thoroughly explained in this chapter. Man may become the master of himself and of his environment because he has the power to influence his subconscious mind and through it gain the cooperation of infinite intelligence. You are now reading the chapter which represents the keystone to this arc of philosophy. The instructions contained in this chapter must be understood and applied with persistence. If you succeed in transmuting the desire to money, the actual performance of transmuting desire to money involves the use of autosuggestion as an agency by which one may reach the influence, the subconscious mind. The Other principles are simply the tools with which you to apply auto suggestions. Keep these thoughts in mind, and you will at all times be conscious of the important part of the principles of auto suggestions is to play in your efforts to accumulate money through the methods described in this chapter. Carry out these instructions as though you were a small child. Inject into your efforts something of the faith of the child. The, the author has been most careful to see that no impractical instructions were included because of his sincere desire to be helpful. After you have read the entire book, come back to the chapter, follow in spirit and in action these instructions. Read the entire chapter aloud once every night until you become thoroughly convinced that the principles of auto suggestions is sound, that it will accomplish you for you all, that you has been claimed for it. As you read, underscore with a pencil every sentence which impress you favorably. Read this entire chapter aloud once every night until you become thoroughly convinced that the principles of autosuggestions is found, that it will accomplish for you all that has been claimed for it. As you read, underscore with a pencil every sentence which impress you favorably. Follow the foregoing instructions to the letter, and it will open the way for a complete understanding and mastery of the principles of success. Dear friends, today we have understood the concept of autosuggestion. We have to give autosuggestions to our brain, our subconscious mind, so that our subconscious mind works in the background and create possibilities to achieve our desired results. We should have faith in our desire. If we do not have faith, then our subconscious mind is not going to work on it. So first we should have faith, which I have explained you in the last chapter. So please, if you're not already heard that thing, I would request you to watch the video on faith and see that how the faith helps us to be rich. Hence, faith after faith, we should have autosuggestion so that our desire gets the attention and way out from our subconscious mind so that we can achieve it in a faster manner. As it is said, the subconscious mind is the powerful creature of the by the God. Hence, it is the most powerful, and it creates wonderful results to the person who believes and have faith in it. I would request members to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button, share this video to most of your friends so that they can also be rich as you are. And thank you very much for today.